The first thing Ife noticed was the silence. Not the normal village silence that came with drought, when even birds learned to ration sound. This was different, heavy, as if the ground itself was holding its breath. She was 14 when it happened. The morning sun crept through the cracks of her mother's mud-walled room, warming her skin. Ife lay still on her raffia mat, staring at the ceiling, listening to the dry cough of the earth outside. The village of Aru had not seen rain in 11 months. Wheels were hollow mouths. Crops stood frozen, bent, defeated. When Ife shifted her legs, she felt it. Wetness. Her stomach tightened. She had been warned. The older girls whispered about this moment with fear and pride mixed together. Her mother had told her calmly, one night by the fire, that when blood came she would no longer be a child. Ife sat up slowly. The mat beneath her was dark, not red, black, jet black, thick, glossy. It reflected light like oil, but absorbed it at the same time, a color so deep it felt bottomless. It did not soak into the mat. It rested there, alive, pulsing faintly, as if breathing. Ife screamed. Her mother rushed in, wrapper half-tied, panic already sharp in her eyes. She froze when she saw it. The black fluid, the smellless darkness pooling beneath her daughter. "What did you touch?" her mother whispered. "I didn't touch anything," Ife said, shaking. "It just came." The fluid shifted. Slowly, deliberately, it slid off the mat and onto the packed earth floor. Where it touched, the ground softened, then dissolved. Not melted, not burned, erased. The earth beneath it became smooth, untouched, as if nothing had ever been there before. Her mother stumbled backward, crossing herself with trembling fingers. She ran outside screaming for the elders. By midday, the compound was surrounded. No one touched Ife. They stood at a distance, eyes wide, voices hushed. Elders arrived with staffs carved from old trees. Women covered their mouths. Men muttered prayers that felt thin and useless in the heat. The black water continued to flow from Ife's body, slow and steady, pooling beneath her legs. Wherever it spread, it avoided mud, stone, wood. But when it reached her mother's plastic basin, left carelessly near the wall, it reacted. The basin did not melt, it vanished. No smoke, no residue, just absence. The villagers gasped. A young boy threw a nylon bag toward the pool. The bag touched the edge and disappeared instantly, as if it had never existed. "What is this?" Someone whispered. "Abomination," an elder said. "Pollution." Another elder shook his head, sweat streaking down his lined face. "No, this is older than pollution." They moved Ife to the old goat shed at the edge of the village, far from homes, far from wells. They wrapped her in cloth that the black water did not consume. Natural fibers, cotton, hand-woven. By nightfall, word had spread. Some said she was cursed. Others said she was chosen. A few said she should be killed before the thing inside her grew hungry. Ife sat alone in the shed, legs numb, body aching, watching the darkness drip from her like an extension of herself. She was not in pain. That terrified her most. The earth beneath her feet was changing, not dying, becoming bare, smooth, clean. Dreams came quickly. She saw time before names, before villages, before fire had learned to obey hands. She saw the earth bleeding, not red, but black. Thick rivers of ink flowing through cracks in newborn land, writing mountains, carving valleys, deciding what would stay and what would be swallowed back into nothing. She woke screaming. Outside, the elders were arguing. "This is not a sickness," said the oldest woman among them, her voice low and steady. "This is memory. Memory doesn't eat plastic," another snapped. "The earth does." They decided on cleansing. At dawn, they dragged Ife to the sacred grove. She did not resist. Her legs were weak, her eyes dull. The black water followed her, obedient, trailing like a loyal shadow. They painted her body with white clay. They chanted. They cut her skin lightly with ritual blades. She did not bleed red. The cuts sealed themselves as the black water rose to cover them, smoothing her skin until it looked untouched. Then the ground shook, not violently, not enough to knock anyone down, just enough to remind them that something vast was paying attention. The elders poured kerosene onto the earth, hoping to burn whatever spirit clung to her. The black water surged. It rushed forward, fast now, eager. The kerosene can vanish the moment it touched the fluid. The smell of fuel disappeared from the air, replaced by the scent of wet soil after rain. Someone screamed. The black water spread, not wild, not chaotic, purposeful. It crept toward the road at the edge of the village. The asphalt cracked, then smoothed, then vanished, revealing raw earth beneath. Phones stopped working. A generator coughed once and died. Metal tools rusted into dust the moment the fluid brushed them. "This is wrong," an elder whispered. "We invited too much." Ife collapsed to her knees. The black water rose with her, lifting, shaping, responding to her breath. She realized then that it was not separate from her. It was not coming out of her. It was coming through her. She remembered something. A story her grandmother told her once before she died, when the rains still came. Before the world was finished, the earth wrote itself. When humans learned to write, to build, to coat the land in things that did not breathe, the earth swallowed its ink and went silent. But it never forgot. Some bodies remember first. The elders stepped back as Ife stood. Her eyes were dark now, reflecting no light. "I am not cursed," she said softly. Her voice echoed strangely, layered with something deeper, older. "I am not sick." The black water surged outward, stopping just before the villagers' feet. "This world is too loud," she continued, "too covered, too thick with forgetting." The sky darkened. Clouds gathered for the first time in nearly a year. Rain began to fall. Not black, clear, clean. The villagers cried out in joy and terror as water soaked into the newly bare earth, drinking deeply. When the rain stopped, the grove was changed. No plastic, no metal, no road, only soil, trees, breathable land. Ife was gone. Where she had stood was a shallow pool of black water, still, reflective, endless. The elders understood then. She had not died. She had returned something. And the earth, satisfied for now, began to write again.